Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have a journal swap share. I have a journal swap and I'm sharing with you the one I made. Does that make sense? So this is for Wendy at My Journal Adventure. I've been watching her for as long as I've even been watching with Rachel. So I'm very, it's been like, I'm thinking like 3 years or something, at least 2 years. I thought it was a little more, but I'm not sure. Anyway, very excited because she said she'd swap with me, so that I was very excited about that. So I can't wait to show you this. But first, hi from Central California. It's going to be a near perfect day at 67 degrees with 38 degrees at night. I consider that perfect. No heat is needed. No, it's a little cool. I don't get overheated, so it's pretty great. So I'm happy about that. Anyway, so here it is. I made a lovely bag to go with it. To hold the journal in. And what I did here was I just did lots of slow stitching all around it. So let me see here. So it probably will stay shut on its own, but I chose to just put this on here just in case. But if you want, just take it off. This is a beautiful hand-carved mother of pearl button. Then I just have all kinds of little stuff sewn on here. There's really no, I was really inspired by, oh no, that's something else. So I'll tell you later about that. So here, I happen to have a 60. So that's a year, that's a special number to her. And you just see, I just sit and do this. I really enjoy doing this while I'm sitting in front of the TV or whatever, because it's just very relaxing. And there's no rhyme or reason. You just do what you want to do, right? So in the back, just do what you want to do. Sew around things, add things. So a lot of shibori fabric in here. And there's also a piece of hand-dyed fabric right here from Nick the Booksmith. I won one of her auction thingies that she had some years back, and it had this fabric in there. So I was very excited about that. I still have a little left, not a ton of it, but because I've shared it, I've spread the love around. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else on any of these. I just think it's fun, fun, fun. Okay, so here's the book. I think she's doing a soft cover for me because that's what I like, her soft covers. But I happen to have this hardcover book. When I asked her, I said, well, I have this book here. I was wondering if you'd be interested in that book. And she said, yes. So I did a hardcover. It's a smaller hardcover book, but we said 2 signatures. But my signature, I'm sure, won't be as big as hers because they kind of got thick. So this cover here is like a little belty thing that can go around it. This was inspired by Kathleen Sumby because I got one of her journals recently, and she had a cute thing like this tied on. So it inspired me to do it, and just really pretty. Look at all the beautiful colors and just so pretty. Just love it. Anyway, slow stitched, covered the mess up in the back. But yeah, so that's just a pretty thing that goes on the top. All right, so here's the book. And I'm sorry if it's shadowy. This time of year, the sun comes right through on my eyes. And so I have to put up a blocker. I have to put the blinds up. So otherwise I just can't even see. And it's just, so it makes it a little shadowy because I have a light over my back, which I need to try and see if my husband can move it forward some so I wouldn't have as much shadow. And so it creates a shadow. So I'm sorry. It's the best I can do this time of year. But this is the book. Isn't it pretty? And I get a lot of my books either from Rachel at Roxy Creations, or I get them at a place called the Red Cottage, I think it is. She's in Maine, Owl's Head, Maine. And so I find a lot of her books there because they're really cute. Like this cover. I just love the cover with the flowers. Now, we said we were going to do French botanical, I think she said. You have to understand, I've never been to France. I barely know what French is. I know when I made something for Rachel's mother, I asked her what colors, and she said the French color. Had to have her explain to me what that means, French color, what that means, because I'm just a dumb American, so, you know, I don't know those things. Okay, so, and it's just, so you can see it's a little chunky, so I had to, that's why I put that on. But I only have 2 signatures, so here we go. I'm very excited about this, and I think she'll like it. I told her that I don't really use journals that much. I mean, I use them. I have a prayer journal, but usually it's like a more plain journal that, not kind of an artsy one. Or if I'm going to go somewhere, but I haven't gone anywhere in a long time because of our diseases. So, but if I were to go on another vacation somewhere, I would take a, you know, a travel journal. And so I like to buy journals from people on Etsy just to, like, number one, to encourage some people if they're new people. And number two, some of the famous people, I really like their journals because I like them. So I use one usually at Christmas. So I always get a Christmas journal. And, I have several of those, and I've used 2. I started doing a December daily for two different times, 2 years. And, I'm going to do one this year, but I do have some extra ones backed up. I think, well, you can't, you know, if anything happens and I can't afford to buy stuff, at least I have a few journals that I can use. And I have lots of paper and stuff that I could make tons of stuff out of if I ever got with it. Anyway, so this is the cover. So you open up here. I was going to put, this is the page, the opening page of the book. And this book is from, oh, and it was on the back. So you couldn't put, I was going to put them both. Well, I was going to copy and put one on the back side, but it just wasn't working out. Every time I touched this, it would kind of crumble. So I just put it here. And it's from 1892. So sometimes, is that what it says? Man, I can't read nothing right now. Yes, 1892. But sometimes those the late 18, not if the mid 1800s has the rag paper. The late 1800s, I mean, like the cover was great. I mean, it's in great shape. I think it's a painted fabric, it feels like, but it's in great shape. But, you know, the pages get really brittle. So anyway, that was the opening page from the book. So I'm very excited. I'm sorry, I pushed something on the floor. Okay, so I'm very excited about this. So here we go. So I used there's some digital, but most of the papers are either are antiquity or, you know, stuff like that. Like this is a real piece of ephemera that was a card of some kind. I thought it would look really cute on the edge. So that's what that is. It's got a cute little scene. It's a little, I make sure you don't have glare. It has like a little, I think it's either a house, I don't know, it might be a church. And it has a gate here. I'm assuming this is snow, but I suppose it could be. Anyway, I just love the art of it, so I put it in here. This is an old piece of paper from, I think this is a late early 1800s. I can't remember because I bought a bunch of French papers from a shop in France. and I think I bought some that were 1700s. There was 1 or 2 pages I bought that was late 1600s. I don't know. And then there might have been a few that were early 1800s, but it's just so pretty. Okay, on this side now, this is a digital from Medieval Mirage. And so that's what that is. You pull this out and just put a tab on it. And this is an original receipt from 1883. And so it's a coffee receipt, tea, coffee, and spices. So 1 box of starch, some kind of starch. Anyway, kind of reminds me of Little House on the Prairie, right? Anyway, so I'll put that back in there. I love this. I don't know if this is Rachel or Medieval Mirage, but I love how it looks. This is Rachel here. She has a sewing. She has embroidery, a vintage embroidery digital, and I just love this one. I would have loved to have had this, whatever this is, this in fabric life. Would love that. But so I put a lot of these on. I always print this out and use this around journals. So over here we have, so obviously that's a digital. This is coffee dye paper or tea dye. This, I don't know if it's a real piece of, I don't know. This is a digital. And then in here, now this is one of Rachel's lovely tags that I love that she makes, where you have from a book page, it's the rag paper, and I put it, she did this tutorial recently, and I've been doing this a lot on my tags, because I just love the paper and stuff, and I have a lot of it, because I always overbuy everything. I don't know what's wrong with me, but so yeah, it's right here, and just I love it, love it. She likes blue. She told me, and in here, this is a digital of from the Junk Journal shop. Johnny is the shop owner. She has some digitals on her site. She had gotten a old scrapbook that had all these pressed flowers in it and handwritten around there where they were from. It was just amazing. And they're pressed flowers, leaves. And I love this. It just looks so real. Anyway, so that's on the inside there. And so that goes in here. Over here, I just put one of Rachel's doily tucks. And I just stuck another one of these in there. Something in France. This is French. And just same kind of thing. Like I make a lot of these with the original paper here. This is a digital, but this is all original. Okay, like that. Over here is this is a super old piece of paper. It's rag paper, and it was in something, it might have been a periodical or something that was from Rachel. You know how she has those magazines that are periodicals, so could be that. I can't remember. I wish I could remember everything. So on the inside, now I left yours so she could write if she wants to use it for something. So here's a cute little Lion's Coffee. Now, I first got one of these some months ago, and I did some search on it, and it seems like from the early, I think they're still in business, the Toledo, Ohio, the Lion's Coffee. I think it's called something else now. It's been bought, but they used to give these out with their coffee, and I have several of them in here, in I think it was the early 1900s to maybe 1950 or something, but just super cute. I love the color blue. I know she likes blue, so I don't know. And the birds, I like the birds, so kind of look. I guess it's a boat. It's embossed. It's a boat with a sail. The birds are on the sail. It's kind of cute. I love the art of it. This is a real this is some of the paper I got from the French shop, handwritten. Super gorgeous paper, and this is from the late 1700s, I think is what I bought. It's right there. Over here, that's a digital. Well, this is a bag that sent me some stuff in, so I just used it here, and I did some collaging on there. This is a real letter that I had, and you know, it's one of these ways you fold it up in here. I'll let her do that. It's a little bit fragile. But it's an original, and what I like about it is just the writing on there, and how I want to bring this back, but I guess none of us hardly mail things anymore. But where you just put it like that, and you put something on there to hold it shut, I guess. Wouldn't that be cool? Blow people's minds. I blow my friends' minds. They think, most of my friends think, what are these journals for? Why do you do them? And I'm thinking, yeah, if they don't get it, I mean, it's really hard to tell them that it's just an expression of who you are, and you know, you enjoy it. What does it matter? But anyway, so on here, this is a piece of fabric. I think this was some fabric that came from Took too. So I was able to, it had Frenchy. I don't know. And so I made a belly band with some slow stitching, and I had purchased these. This was a set of earrings. It has some real pretty little blue flowers that they'd made in here. I kept one for me. I'm going to put in my book, but I sent the other one. I took it off the earring, obviously, but there it's resin and some flower in there, which I thought was super pretty. Looks great on here. Let's see. Does that explain all that? Here's a piece of that paper. Okay, so then another, I put a little best wishes, and the blue flowers are here. And it's from 1910. I like everything about it. That's there. And then I also given you a piece of this paper to have fun with. Look at this hand paper. It's some kind of document, and they've signed it. I just love the splotches of the ink that are on here, and it's little writing, bigger writing. Here's all, look at these signatures. So I just put this in here for fun. I don't know if you can find the date on that one. I think the so I've bought several things from this shop, and I think the packet was either late 1700s or early 1800s, the paper, but you know, I guess I should relook everything up. Problem is I buy a lot on Etsy and I forget, so forget where I get stuff. Okay, so I put another paper here. It's just a little flip out of just a paper from another book. And then this is one of Rachel's, those little cards that she had where you can, you know, there's an advertisement. And she did a tutorial on that too. But here's another piece of paper, 1844. And it's just a little paper. I just love how it looks. So I think there's a lot of places in here you can take and write if you wish. So this was just on here for just like this. Okay. Oh, you know what? Where are they? I'll have to go through this when I put it back together and use it. I got some really cool copper, bigger paper clips like this. And I sent you some. I also sent her a bag of a little parcel of things to play with and some other stuff. So I figure she'll show you that. But I don't want to spoil. Of course, I'm not going to put this up till after she gets it. So I guess, you know, but I just thought I'd leave that to her. Okay, so here's one of, I have a lot of these. I think I said before, if you've watched any of my videos, a friend gave me all these. They got rid of their stamp collection. They gave it to me. And, you know, most stamps aren't really worth as much as you think they are, and people collect them. And you should just collect them for fun if you want to do that. But, I didn't have her date. So this is close. This one's December 27th. It didn't have her date, but that's as close as I got. But then since then, I found something else that actually is your date. So I put the Christmas to wish you a happy Christmas because it is your date on here. I'm not going to say what it is in case you don't want everybody to know, but this is from, I think most of my postcards are 1901, and I can barely read this one. So it's probably what it is. So that's fun. Okay, now this is one of those lions. I've been holding this onto this forever, but look how they send out these. Sometimes they're just, this is cut out the way it was, and it's not even, it didn't really even finish whatever everything was on here. It's just like stamped. It's cut out somehow. And I just put a little, because it was starting to tear here. But this reminds me of where you say, I don't know, you say you go to the cottage. This is what I think of when I think of the cottage. Some of your grandkids playing like that in the sand. Probably not dressed that cute. But not that your grandkids wouldn't be dressed cute, but they'd have probably normal bathing suits or shorts on. This is, but so cute, right? So anyway, and then I made a pocket. This is a late 1700s paper here. And so that's like that. This is a book page. No, this is came in a pack from Rachel, I think. But it has some of your plants on there. I know. So I tried to do, so I didn't do much here. I don't know if you want to add more here or what. I didn't, because it got so thick. This is a French, I think I gave you one of these to play with too. Looks like a lottery something. It's some kind of ticket or something. So I just put over the side to just sort of strengthen that. In here, I just did a little collage. So I just, you know, I want to thank you so much for all the things you've taught us. Now, I'm trying to remember who taught us to make several years ago, one of you guys did making faux stamps. And so I made those, and I thought I'm putting that on here. And I really thought it was you, Wendy, but I can't remember if it was. But so that's one of those I made. And just a cottage garden card. I've had millions of these. I bought a Digi about 2 years ago, and there was like 1 million cards. And so I don't know if this is a iris. Well, here. On the next page, I have this one painted for you. I didn't paint it because obviously I can't. It looks sort of similar. You probably can tell me. But yeah, so this one's hand-painted watercolor paper. It has her name on here where I got it. But I got it because I thought you would enjoy that. I can't paint. I know I asked you if you'd paint like a flower or something in mine. Well, yeah, here's my, someone made it and it's very cute. And I know these are irises, so maybe that's an iris too. It looks like an iris. Does it say? It didn't say iris, did it? I think it did. I might change this because it's coming off, but okay. Over here, just a little tuck. I love this paper. I forget where I got it. It's one of the paper packs somewhere, but I just love how it looks. I don't have much of it left. Oh, this is also an original. You can open it and look at it. So this is what they did. I think they put a little bit of something to tape it closed here. But it's French too. I think I bought some French letters from someone, and so that's why it's here. And I just kind of put it like this because I kind of liked how it looks like that. Okay, so here's one of my dingly baubles, like Rachel calls them. And it's a lavender pearl, freshwater pearl. So yeah, I did that. I used to do jewelry, so I used to do a lot of sterling silver things, and I have a kiln, believe it or not. This is also that pretty paper. I recently made a document journal, and I sold it. I've made a couple, but this was some of that paper from that, and it's a really wonderful paper, and it's got this beautiful aqua color, so I thought that would look nice. And then here's another original, oh no, Lion's Coffee, check it out. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, birds, and I really wish I lived someplace like this. This is where I would want to live if I could, and if I had health, if I could walk in the snow and take care of this. If, I probably couldn't do it. I lived in the snow for a few years in Ohio. Oh, it was but I was a teenager in high school. I was like, well, I was in, of course, down there they called it middle school. So I was 8th to 9th grade. I think I moved when we were in 10th grade, but I just loved it. It was one of my favorite times ever. In here, I made a little flippy up like this. Now, I think Took from Took's Craft Table sent me something similar to this. I think I made a bigger pocket or something, but what I liked about it, she had this, she did a wax seal here. It's a fleur-de-lis. But so I went ahead and wanted to do that one like that. So I really liked it, how I did it. And then I watched another, who was it? Who puts little odd random things on here. It was a very similar thing. Why can't I remember? Anyway, so yeah, but that's what inspired me. W for Wendy. In here now, okay. So I know you still get really sad about Leo, but I don't know if you've watched the movie, and it's called, it's about Louis Wayne, and Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. I think it's called something like The Electric Life of Louis Wayne, and it's sort of a semi-documentary. I really liked it, and he was the one that brought drawing cats into vogue at the beginning of the 20th century, 19, yeah. So it's like 1900, and this is one of his drawings called The Red, Orange, and White Cat, and he started drawing them with doing funny little things, so like playing soccer, stuff like that. So I had this one. I bought these. This is like it's a reproduction of what the drawing was. It tells you what it was. I thought it was something different when I bought it, like postcards. Well, they're sort of postcards, but small. But I thought I'm going to put this in here because I think you were the first person that I ever watched that would have her cat on this. Your cat would come around, and I just loved it. My husband and I he watched it with me. I go, watch this cat. His name is Leo. It was just the cutest thing, and I started to realize he wasn't on, and then I asked you whenever it was ago, if Leo was okay, and you said no, he had passed, and I guess I didn't see the episodes where you talked about it, and that really made me sad. I'm sure it makes you sad too, but anyway, so it's in there just to tell you thank you for letting Leo be on screen, and I really enjoyed that. So the other side of that bag that Took made. And then this cute little guy. Now this is so these are all original ephemera. J. Copper Smith Boots and Shoes. And it's in Newark, Virginia. So he's just in here for interest. And this is another piece. of fun papers. Look at the pretty writing. So it's just a scrap I had, and I thought, well, I'm going to add it in here. Look at that. Wish we could write like that still. I don't write like that. Okay, let's put it back here. Of course, I know it's really thick, so you could take out and put your own stuff in there, however you want to. I have one. This is a vintage, an antique or vintage. Probably, oh, it's probably like, I think this, what did they say, 1940s. Alphabet cards. So I just stuck him there because Wendy. And this is another little scrap of paper from, I thought it was 1984, but it's 1881 because I wouldn't have put 1984 necessarily in here unless it was really something cool. But that, I think that's how the number of it, whatever it is that they bought. Anyway, so it's just stuck up into here for fun. This is the other side of that one paper, the old paper. Isn't it gorgeous? It was all torn like this, and I thought I love it in here. I sent you another piece. Well, I think I sent you a piece in your stack to play with and do whatever you wish with it. But yeah, look at the signatures. It's nice to know some people didn't write the great. Well, they all look cool. This one maybe. Okay, so I think in America they don't. For most places, a lot of places they don't even teach cursive anymore. This is a real piece of rag paper, come out of one of the books that I have. Another piece. And over here is a little squirrel. I know you like squirrels, so this is another one of those cards, but it was a game that had that. I don't know if it was like Old Maid and you match stuff. I don't know, but I thought it looked really cute here. I did tack that down there so that we have a little pocket. Oh, that's 1844, this paper here. Okay, and then, so in here, this is why it got bulky. I did some stitching. So I did some slow stitching, so like a little button forest, little slow stitch forest of different items. And it's just something I really enjoyed doing. I think these were ribbon buds there. This is from a veil that's probably the early 1900s that someone had given me and had rhinestones all in it. Can you imagine? That would have been so beautiful. It was falling apart. It was dusty, so I thought, well, I washed it, and then the one netting part just went away to nothing. I mean, I hand washed it even and everything, nothing agitating, but the other part that had the lace on, of course, I've gone over most of it, but I highlighted these little, they're hand set in metal settings, just amazing. This is hand-dyed linen buttons. This is a super old piece of, I forget the name of it, but it has, it's like a netting ribbon thing, and it had metal stitching here, metal thread stitching. I thought she said it was from the middle 1800s, but I'm not sure. But, so it's like a little, kind of gives the idea of being grass, and then all the flowers. Let's see, what else did I do on here? It's just a little bit bigger version of the snippet rolls that I do. But this is a Irish lace right here. That's Irish lace. There's just so many little things in here. It's hard to say what everything is. Obviously vintage Suffolk puffs and beautiful threads from Steph Francis. This is a wool thread there, a big thick one. Okay, there you go. Okay, on this side I covered this side with, and the buttons are all, so like this is a probably 1900s. The buttons I buy are generally over 100 years old from this one shop. This is mother of pearl, mother of pearl, mother of pearl, like that. Now this one is just a Bakelite or plastic, so I'm not sure the age on that one. But this, I'm pretty sure she said it was a 1900, like that. So it's a metal button. Okay. Over here, I just covered this, put this fabric on to cover the stitching. And then I made a pocket out of a handkerchief. And then this is another handkerchief I just gave you for fun. As I know you said you were starting to slow stitch. You're starting to do some of Rachel's things. I hope you show us sometime. I would really love to see that. Rachel's journal of stitchery that she's doing. So I would love to see that. This is original paper, but then this is a a digital, but this, I think this is Medieval Mirage. This is one of the German, you can get German reproductions of this art, and it's kind of like those little calling cards and things that you get. And also I wanted to put one of, I have it, I know where it is, I'll have to go get that. Anyway, so this is a reproduction, but it's of those calling card type things, the art that was on them. So it's a German thing. They come in like a lattice paper, and you can just cut them out, you know, and use the thing. So then recently I got a bunch of squares of fabric, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put them down for just strengthen some pages, the places where you might turn it. And I think somebody was going to do a quilt, and I think that they just didn't do it. So there's a bunch of, I got tons of squares of fabrics of interesting colors and things I like. Thought they'd be really cute on the snippet rolls I do. And so this we have here is the other side of this is some old paper. I think it's from the early 1800s. So you feel it has, you can feel how you can feel the indent of the printing or whatever it is. And it has beautiful deckled edges on it. Over here, now this is original, but it's tissue paper. And I have the date somewhere, I have to find it. And it might be 1933, I can't remember. But it's handwritten, but it's so faint that you think that it's just copied or something, but they wrote on here. I got a bunch of paper like that. 1934, it says here, 1933. And this is some beautiful eco-dyed print paper from the Rusty Peacock, which is Rosemary Morris. I love how the colors turned out on the blue. Now, this is from my yard. I made it look, you know, there's an app where you can make it look like a painting. So I did that, but this is a water iris. And we grow them in our pond. Well, our swimming pool that has now become a pond because we're old and no one swims. Even the grandkids, they have other places to swim, so they don't swim. And the pump broke on it a while back. And we thought, you know, why do this? It's like so expensive, all the chemicals, all the things. So we did a lot of research, and now we have, it's a big koi pond that has all kinds of koi in there. And there's that, the kids brought a frog, brought some tadpoles from the mountains. There's an American bullfrog. There's one in there. I think the other one was probably died before they tried to put it in. I think she was a big bullfrog. I think she rolled it in her hands, my granddaughter. Anyway, but there's one bullfrog in there, and she's been in there. It's a female, so she doesn't croak, which is kind of a bummer. But so yeah, she's in there. She's really hard. I think they hibernate or something in the winter, so we don't see her at all in the winter. And I don't know. I guess if she died, she'd float up. So I don't know. So this is from my yard, and it's a water iris. So yeah, and from my pond. Okay, don't be careful. This is another piece of that paper. More irises. Tulips. I did not have irises in this book, but here's some tulips. I think this book might have been one you told us about, so you probably already have that anyway. So super pretty. Over here, this is all, look at how this is here. I think this might have been a short one, and I just added some more paper for interest, and I stuck a couple of genuine, oh look, iris. Iris. I happen to have one of these. It's from Wilson cigarettes. Now, can you imagine that they put this stuff in cigarette? I don't smoke. My mom smoked, but she never had anything like this in her cigarette boxes. I think so. I kind of wish I lived in these era and I could smoke, because you wouldn't know it was bad for you. You'd smoke and you'd get these wonderful little cards. That'd be great. This is also one, but this is this is British butterflies, English garden. So these look like, I have some that are German also, but it's a pretty butterfly. Must have been fun to collect them all while you were killing your lungs, right? Okay. Little half paper here. I noticed you had some of those on the book you gave to Carol Laws, so probably get the same thing from Rachel. Medieval Mirage. And I just kind of curled up the corners because I liked how it looked. I don't ink either, really. Unless something really looks like, okay, that's bad, I have to ink that, but I don't usually do it. This is another Medieval Mirage. Are these, no, that's something that goes over like that. Paris. I didn't make this. A gal who lives in Australia, I bought these from, and they smell nice. I mean, anyway, so she made that. So I stuck it in there because it says Paris. Okay, I made another one of these, like this. And so this is an image, but I have a stamp here that I thought looked really pretty. And then this is a real book page there. And on the back, there's a couple images of Paris. This is a genuine calling card that has the ocean, which I thought that was nice. Over here this is a page from a book with writing like that. So I just thought that was, oh no, it's a page from music paper that's old. And sometimes that gets brittle, so you can tell here it's starting to crack. So what I did was I reinforced it here. But it's from an old page. I just like the art on it. Over here, I have a little bit more of this. So feel free to take out whatever you want, put your own stuff in, you know, customize it if you want to use any of these papers. It's just so, I just love how they feel before they're all used up. This is 1844, the back of that. Medieval Mirage. Medieval Mirage. I think it's her new thing. She has one called Floral. I had it right on the tip of my tongue. Okay, let's see what this says here. I have a paper over here. It says, oh, A Feast of Florals. That's what it was. So that's one of her recent kits. I really like it. Other side of that, I did a little bit of collage here. This is a bird I cut out of a book. There was a lot. I cut quite a few out that were black and white. I thought that was interesting. And then, of course, Tracy label and just some paper, book page. And then over here is, this is another one. This is Pianos, Organs in St. Louis. But look at the beautiful picture. This is what I imagine that you live like. If you don't live like that, don't tell me, because this is what I think you live like. It's just so beautiful. And this is an old piece. That's the other side of that. I just put a little tuck here so we can put him in. So the rest of that, some of that paper there. So look at that. It's just so, the colors are so pretty. This original piece of French paper, or like, it's clear. You can see through it. Look, I don't know if you can see, but you can, it's kind of very see-through. And then, I don't know, it just looked cute. This is also from my yard. The water, they're like, I don't, if they're water rushes or something, they grow up along the side. And I don't really know about all this stuff because, first of all, it's too hot. I can't go out there and do all that gardening because it's just, it's too hot around here. Like I said, in the summer, it's way over 100 all the time. It's just too hot. But, so I'm not sure, but then these, you probably know this, so I'm telling you something you probably know, but these all turned into seed. They were all seeds and they all blew away. They all went down and blew away. And then this, I think this dies down and comes back up. So yeah, that's from my yard. I don't know if you care, but you know, it'd be kind of fun to have it or something like that. And that goes like this. Oh, this cute little envelope here. And then here's some more of that paper that came with that other stuff I had. You could tell by feeling it. It's the same paper, little piece that was left over. These were like little ticket or something that was on a whole strip. So I had one left over because, I don't know, I'm doing a book. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but it's from that same stuff that I did the document journal. Okay, over here, a backside of this. Does it have a date? Looks like December. Well, 19th of December, and has or 7. I think that's the year that comes first, right? So that's kind of weird, because then I thought it was in the 30s because something had said on there, but then this says 19 December. So that would be, or 11, I don't know, or the year 1919 and the 7th day. I don't know. Good luck. You probably know because we don't do this. I don't do it like that. I don't do mail like that. I don't do it like that. Okay, so here is I made this little cute thing here with dried flowers. little Paris, this says Paris under there. And there's a little birdie. And this is all just dried flowers. I made an arrangement and sewed around the vintage paper here. This is a poppy from my yard, California poppy. I just love them. And they're illegal to pick in California. This was from my yard that I planted, so I don't think that's a big deal. But yeah, there we go. Now this side is the last. Oh no, here's this one. Okay, so over here, this is real old paper, or rag paper. This is a digital. Also from it's that Feast of Florals. And then here, you taught us this. I remember that years ago, where you make the little round tuck and you put the little round in there. So I went ahead and put my journal embosser I have. I tried to make this blue because I have blue ink here, but it turned out looking weird. So this was supposed to be blue to kind of make it so you can see it, because when you emboss it, you can't really see it. And then I just put my name and when we did it. So super cute. I thank you. See, a lot of these things you've taught me. Okay, so over here, just some of that book that I've talked about before. That's a man. He was in India and Africa, I think. It's for most of his married life. And so I think he died in when they say he died, the early 1900s. But they published a book where he hand wrote out all the Psalms with artwork and stuff. So that's what this is. I keep the one that someone gave me for a gift, but then I find them sometimes on Etsy, or no, what's it called? eBay for not very much. So that's kind of cool. So I just I buy them and I use the pages because I just think they're beautiful. And then over here is this is my last page that I embroidered. This is a little sandpiper type bird. And this is all embroidered here with some of that's my painting right here that Rachel taught us how to do. Oh, and this is all painted behind her too, watercolor on the fabric. So I did all that kind of to give the idea of sun's going down or something. This is the sky. So it turned out, it looked a lot, I like how it dried more subtle. So that was good. So I did try and do a little bit of painting for you, but it's nothing like what you do. You do amazing painting. And I don't always put book leavers plates, but I have these ones that were with the black cat on it. I think they're original, like on a sticker thing. And so I wanted to put that because I have black cats. And I think I might have told you that. I have one black and one tuxedo cat. And so I put those there. And then that's the end of that. There's one other thing I want to put in here. Just hang on. Oh, here, you want to look at that? You can look at that. Hang on 1 minute, because I saw them back here. Okay, let's see, where is it? I saw you back here. Here they are. I knew they were here. I wanted to give you one of these because I got it. Yes. Okay, let me give you one of these. I'm going to put one of these in there too. This is an original calling card, and I think maybe they were to order them because look how beautifully they said they were like a salesman's sample or something, but they're perfect. They're not cracked. They don't look like they've been in use much. And the back is, this is all, I didn't do that. Greetings from, I guess you could write on there. But I just thought this is pretty. I got a little group of those, so I wanted to give you that one too. I'll put it in here somewhere fun. You can find that. But so anyway, thank you so much for doing a swap with me. I know there's not as many pages. I'm sure there's not as many pages as you did. But I hope you will take my apologies and like to have the pretty sewing. Because I like to do stitching right now. And I'm working on I do journals too because I like doing those. But I'm not very fast with them. Like, you're really fast. So in here, I'll find a place for this. But yeah, I was going to count the pages, but I have a feeling that there's not that many. I don't know. There might be 10 or 12. I don't know. I can count them later. But then I tuck some things in. So anyway, I hope you like it. I was so amazed that you said yes. I hate asking people to do swaps because I feel embarrassed. Because then they feel like they can't, if they say no, or whatever. But truthfully, I like making things for people. I don't know, that's me. I like to do that. And a lot of times I feel like I don't mind selling stuff, but sometimes, that doesn't sell and you get discouraged. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if I really want to, I like doing it for the enjoyment of doing it, for the art, for the, just doing it and enjoying the process. And so I kind of like giving it to people who really want it, who really want it or something. So anyway, thanks Wendy again, and I hope you enjoy it. Can't wait to get yours. I'm so excited. And I had asked her to put in some of Rachel's stitchy type kits with the like that flower that's on there, or she has several like that. I really like that kind of stuff because I'm stitching so much now. So we'll see, but I'm very excited and I can't wait to get this off to you. My stuff's all ready, and I won't post this till after she gets it because I don't want to spoil I don't want to spoil any surprises. Thank you guys for listening. You're the best. And I am working on a journal right now. And there will be another. And I did the Rachel's Journal of Stitchery. And I'll show those 2 pages in a while. And anyway, thank you. Bye. Hi again. I'm back. There's a couple things I forgot. First of all, on here, on the bag, there's a W right here, and I didn't see it. I forgot to tell. I forgot. But it has a W for Wendy. It's one of the, I think they're called a lingerie medallion or something. They'd put them on. So it's like, those, like these things here. But I didn't have the other ones that had a W, the other ones, but I do have this one, so... which is odd, but I think because your name is with a W, there's not as many. Somehow, all the ones that everyone has, like a P, there's probably lots of P's and stuff like that. But Wendy is probably, I know there are other, but I don't know. I guess that's how I ended up with it. I don't know. But anyway, so I wanted to tell you that. I wanted to tell you I made these years ago. I saw a tutorial. I don't know who it was. I tried to look back in my stuff to see if I had saved her video, but I couldn't find it. But where you take a soda can and you open it up, and then, you sand off all the color and stuff, and then you put on some tags so they become metal tags. So I thought that was kind of fun. I made those, and I have, I got a group of red paper clips or safety pins I thought would be cute for Christmas or whatever, and I gave you a package of those too. Let's see, I think I got everything else here. This group was given to me from a friend here, lives here, and she gave me some stuff. She was going through stuff, and so I put a lot of these on things because they were all together. They all were attached together. Let me see, was there anything else? Because I put 3 of them here. Okay, okay, I think that's all on this. And then in here, I think I didn't show this guy. So in here we have another fine soap advertisement, and they have embossed birds. Isn't that pretty? So that's there on that one. And I added, let's see, I added a surprise there, but you don't have to see that one. I remember Carol Law said that you liked bunnies. And so I remember I had these bunnies that I had Rachel stamp me. Because she has that really cute bunny that from millions of years ago that she got it from a fair or something, and she didn't know where it was, or so I had some of those. So I went ahead and hand sewed this on. It's not that great sewing, but it's really hard once it's in the book. But you could just take this out, and then if you want to use this, I didn't glue it or anything, so if you want to use this in any of your stitching, you're welcome to. But I thought you would really like that. I love that stamp that she has. I could never find it. I've searched for it too, but nothing. Can't find it anywhere. So I thought you would like that. So I think that's it. I think that's the only 2 things I want to say. So bye. And she's ready to send mine out, so I can't wait. I'll get mine off to her this week. Bye.